All right, let's go.
All right, all right. Okay, all right. Good evening, everybody. This is 19th October 2024, and it's a pleasure to be alive to witness a beautiful evening, Saturday evening like this. If you went for a wedding, I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you touched grass today, I hope you had a nice time outside. And if you were sleeping in the house like me, and if you were sleeping in the house like me, my dear, well done. Oh, please, you deserve rest. So today is Saturday, and welcome to our weekly session, Valucop Talent Club. Today we'll be talking about winning in the Web3 space, a personal experience. I mean, if you have listened to Twitter spaces, gone to conferences, people say a whole lot of things. But what actually piqued our interest was Mr. Frost actually won a contest from us. Like, yeah, courtesy of us. That was, I think, in June. And a few weeks ago, we were scrolling on Twitter and, oh, sorry, X rather, yeah. I was like, he won another bounty from Super Team. And backstory actually, yeah. So Super Team is like a Web3 model of Upwork, right? So they put bounties, hackathons, contests, you go there, you shoot your shot, and if you win, the project would announce you on their handle, you know, give you some good amount in dollars, like ranging from like 150, 250, $300 at the rate. And I was like, Mr. Frost won and he's a member of our community. So it's one thing to see an outsider win, and it hits differently to see somebody within your community win. It's a good feeling. So we're like, okay, yeah, so let's bring him on board. I mean, let him tell us his story. So from the F to the R to the O to the F and to the T, guys, make welcome as we bring Mr. Frost on board. And let me tell you. This is going to be an interesting session. I mean, he's going to give us the secret he has. It's not something you'll find on the street of Twitter, on the streets of of X or LinkedIn. So please, I implore all of us to pay attention. You know, get your questions down. Those things that have been burning in your mind. This one is stressful. This, that, that. You know, hold on, get your questions down, make sure you listen attentively, and I am so sure that you're going to enjoy this session. I mean, we've had reviews, yeah. People say, "Oh, we're doing well. The sessions are interesting," and this is another exciting one. So, yeah, Mr. Frost, good evening and welcome to Valucop Talent Club session. Welcome, sir.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Kelsey has Kelsey has gassed me up. Okay, it's honestly a pleasure to be here. I'm glad. I'm honestly honored that I was invited to speak into a community that I have benefited from. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to share my 2 cents on the topic. Okay, so well, before I progress about that contest that Valucop posted, I think it was trying to like come up with an innovative idea for a solution, a Web3 native solution or something like fixing problems in Africa. If my memory serves me right, but I think it was something related to that. I have to thank you guys for that again. It was fun and it was a really exciting experience. Like actually sit down and ideate and think on concepts or like solutions to that particular prompt. So I have to say thank you for that. Okay, let me continue. So, Kelsey, the question you asked me was what?
Okay, so yeah, you are welcome. Yeah, we appreciate your gratitude. You're welcome. So we just want to know you. Like, what do you do? Who are you? Tell us a little about yourself, and before we dive into other questions and like the main topic for the day. So yes, drum rolls.
Okay. That was an easy question now. Okay, so like she has already said, I go by Mr. Frost, or I go by Mr. Frost in space, in Web3 space and all that. And then I'm a content. I like to call myself, I'm a content creator, but sometimes I feel like I want to call myself more than that because I generally I believe I'm like more of an experimenter. I experiment different things. I try different things, try what works, try what doesn't work. So I feel like I want to call myself an experimenter, but it might not exactly give you an idea of what I do. So let me just go by content creator. I'm a content creator in Web3 space. So that basically means like I create content on my perspective on projects or even like for bounties like Kelsey mentioned and contest or even like general research purposes because I do carry out a lot of research and all that. So yeah, getting into the space, I'm actually quite young in space. I'm actually quite young in the space because I got into the space like last year July. It was actually really funny. My getting into the space was a really funny one. I was onboarded by Paula. Paula, I don't know if you don't have like Blog Doctor Academy. So I go into space through one of their programs, and then from there I was like, okay, let me know what this Web3 is about. Let me know what this because I've heard quite a bit about it. But back then I had heard about crypto since. Crypto is not a new thing. But back then I was thinking it was a scam. You know the whole perception that we had like, nah, this is a scam. This is what's this? What's this? So I got into space last year July. Then trying to like get started with everything I learned and trying to like keep myself forward. I don't know what to say. I want to say life happened because at some point in time I basically my phones were stolen from me. I lost so much. That period, so many things were stolen from me, so not just my phone, my laptop and all that. So it kind of like stalled me getting to the space like as fully because without those devices, how can you even do anything in Web3 and all? So it kind of stalled me, but glory be to God, I was able to get back up my feet and get those things back. And since then, it has just been uphill from there. So yeah, I want to give God glory for that. So it has just been uphill from there, and I'm thankful for that. So I don't know. There was something I saw in one of Valucop community flyers where they mentioned. I don't know if it's like a tagline or a slogan, but you guys are like value first, money next. I don't know if that's the tagline, but like generally that has been my experience in the space. Because last year I was focused on money. I like trying to recover from that robbery incident. I was just focused on money. I was focused on money. And I did make money, but it wasn't like consistent. It was just here and there, other kind of things. So like January this year, I tried to focus on just trying to like build myself more try to like be someone of value, be a valuable person. Then before start trying to like make money in any way. So from like January to like some point in May, I barely made any money. Made less than $50, which is like very very poor. But I feel like that paid off because since then it has just been I've just been cruising to be honest. I don't mean to brag or sound anyhow, but like it has just been really smooth sailing for me. So I feel what I would like to focus on, what I would like everyone else to focus on is like try to like build yourself first. And I think there's this workshop Valucop is coming up with this, I think next week or so, and that's a really good place to like get started with. So try to become someone of value first before you try to like go out there making it in the Web3 space and all that. I think I should say that's my little journey so far. I don't want to bore you guys with all the technicalities or I worked with this project, I did this, I did that. I just want to like share you my personal story.
All right, thank you so much. So one thing I took away from what you just said was you were just here and there, like you got money, but the money wasn't like consistent because you didn't really have so much value, right? So it's pertinent that you should have value in exchange for money. So guys, I hope you actually heard this and you will apply it subsequently. So that was interesting. And you said your laptops and your phones were stolen. So how did you recover from this? And like, what was the drive? You said, I think you said about Ola, Block Dot, something like that. So what was the drive that made you come back or say, okay, I'm going to do this Web3 thing. I'm not just going to give up and all that. So yes.
Can I say life in Nigeria is enough of a drive? Because that should be a valid answer. But okay, all seriously, let me answer the question. Um, Trying to like after that incident, I was broken. I was broke. I was like for like 3 4 days, I was down. I was basically doing nothing, just just waking up, eating. I was just doing nothing. I was doing nothing important. But like I mentioned, I was onboarded into Space Bipolar through her academy. Blockdot Academy is an academy. It's like a Web3 academy and all that. So during that 3 to 4 days, I would like try to like interact with people that were my peers. Like we both attended the class at the same time and all that. And then I'll see what at least they are making some sort of progress. And I now check myself like, wait, what am I doing? Okay, they stole my laptop, they stole my phone. Okay, that's not enough of a reason to stop. So I just, I don't know. I feel there's no exactly perfect story, or there's no like blockbuster reason why I decided to get off my feet. But overall, just seeing my peers progressing and then knowing that this is something I can also do since we're both taught the same thing. It's not like there's any difference between both of us. So just knowing that this is something I can also do, I just said, you know what, it's time to get off your feet. It's time to stop being lazy and actually give this a shot. Because I already given up without even trying, just because of that incident. So I think that was my reason. That was like the motivation. That was the push. That was just the little thing I needed to like push to get started.
Okay, I mean, the first thing you said, Nigeria is enough push, but let's leave Nigeria alone. And your points are really valid. You saw your mates or let's say your peers succeeding, and you're like, okay, they can do it, I can do it. And I feel like that's also a motivation if you see somebody doing it. And yeah, so and I'm also sure you had people to talk to, right? Am I right? Hello?
Yeah, I didn't get what you said. I didn't get your question.
Okay, okay. I said I'm also sure that you had people to like talk to, share your challenges and all.
Yes, I did, but that was like later on, not initially at first.
Okay.
Because I'm more of like, let me keep my battles to myself. But sometimes you have to find who to talk to.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's cool. So I have a few questions here, and I'm sure that this might actually like answer to somebody. So how can you share a specific before I get to bounty like super team bounty and all? So can you share a specific project or experience where you encountered a major setback and like how did you turn it into a win? Since you started working here with with Web3 and all.
Okay, projects where I counted me just set back. One experience that comes off my head is when I was working with one NFT aggregator, Digits. That's like the DIGT. So that was the first time I was. Normally, I'm a DeFi kind of person. I'm like DeFi, DeFi. So that was the first time I was like getting into working for an NFT based platform or an NFT focused platform. So it was not exactly something that was like intuitive to me because I had to learn a lot of stuff. And I was working with them as their designer and brand strategist. So it was a new environment, very very new environment. Mafa, I was for like days I was stuck on how to come because there was this part where I was trying to come up with their content strategy, like their brand guide for their content strategy. So I was like for days I was stuck. I don't even know what's how do I brand this NFT aggregator? Say what's I don't even know NFTs like that because I've not prior to that I had not I don't know the word for it. I've not like used or interacted with NFTs that much. I've not like all those lending, hedging, all that kind of stuff. I've not really done it with NFTs prior to that period. So it was like new territory. I was like, how will I do this? How do I give a brand guide to these people when myself I'm looking for a guide? I don't know if you get the irony in that. So,
Yeah.
but I just that's one reason why I'll say connections are important. Why I had to come out of my shell, or I don't say shell, but like trying to like stop keeping things to myself and just come out and ask people for help. There was this one of my close friends that is like deep into NFTs. That's his main thing. So I just had to like go up to him and ask him. We hopped on a call, just asked him a few questions. How do I explain this NFT space to me, sir? Because me, I'm confused, and I cannot tell these people that I cannot do this work. You understand? Because they already like put trust me, they already give me a deadline and everything. So I can't tell them I can't do this work. So I had to like try to just. It's not as if I couldn't make a brand guide. I've made brand guides for like projects before, but a brand guide for an NFT focused platform that was something completely new to me. So I thank God for that, my friend. So we hopped on the call. The guy like for like 1 2 days, he just put me through, got me up to speed on what the NFT space is like, what's the trends, what's you understand what are the major things about the NFT space. So I don't know. With that, I was able to like deliver, and I'm happy the co-founders loved what I did. So at least that was nice. That was good. So yeah, bottom line, if you're coming to Web3 space, especially as a jobber, you're going to face problems. But if you have connections, people that you can always go to when you need for their specific insights, for their what's the word? There's this word I'm looking for. But if it's their niche, you can just go to them, ask them for help, and for them to help you out with that. So I think that's one that comes off my head. I think there have been other scenarios, but I think that's one that comes off my head.
All right. Okay, that's actually interesting. You met someone and the person helped you. So is that something about DeFi that you're more into DeFi? So in like 2 minutes, I would like you to, because I'm sure there are also newbies on this space and people are like, okay, yes, they are saying crypto job, they're saying trading, they're saying what's happening, right? So how can you win in 2 minutes? You could just give us what your understanding of what DeFi is. Like, maybe like explain, like if you're explaining to a new be, right? And then how somebody can, niche down into DeFi and actually win in the DeFi space. Just a brief summary.
Okay. Okay, I don't know. For some reason, but when I think about DeFi, I think about it's like a perfect sport, or like a sweet spot, combining the technology we have now and the way things were done thousands of years. I don't know. That's how I think about DeFi, because DeFi stands for decentralized finance, but at the like very core of it is just giving giving control back to the people over the assets and the choices and the decisions they want to make. I don't know if that makes sense. But think about it like this: like back then, thousands of years ago, if I wanted to trade something, it was my maybe I would go under my bed, or go behind my house, or go inside one hole and remove my pot of gold, or or my gold coins that I dipped in one hole, and go and trade it. Or if I had like if I had cows or cattle, and I wanted to like get cool cloth, silk cloth or something like that, I can just go and trade that my cattle and silk with someone who has that silk and someone who has that cattle, without ever giving up my cattle to someone else, or giving up my cattle to someone else. Say, oh yeah, hold this my cattle. Whenever a silk trader comes, give him this my cattle and collect the silk from me and hold it for me. I'll come back and meet you. That's not how it was back then. So to to just boil it down, what I think about DeFi, I like the very core of it. Of course, there are like nuanced areas of it, but like the very core It's just trying to ensure that it's trying to ensure like people have control over their assets, are in full control over their assets at any time, at any point in time, and then they can do whatever they want. They are free to make whatever choices or decisions they want to make regarding those assets. That's why I feel the very core of DeFi is. That's why I feel the very core of DeFi is because it's decentralized finance, and if it's finance, that means it's money, assets, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I feel DeFi is. But if you try to like break it down, then break it down like the modern sense, how I'll think of how I explain it to someone is that DeFi is an avenue or like a means for you to engage in finance or engage in like trading or exchange of value without having to rely on anybody for it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's the simplest way I can explain what DeFi is. Exchange like being able to carry out
Okay.
exchange of value without having to rely on anyone else or a third party for it.
Okay. Okay. That's actually simple enough. That's easy. That's easy to understand. So how about like winning in DeFi? Just something very easy that somebody can apply.
Winning in DeFi, it depends on the side you're talking about. Because my main area is like jobs and like maybe like research or a bit of trading, a bit of DeFi trading and all that. Well, if it's winning in DeFi,
Okay.
okay, you want to say something?
No, no. I'm like agreeing to what you're saying.
Uh, if it's winning in DeFi when it comes to jobs, to me, I don't know if it's just me or some other people agree with me, but like Web two or like Web two job advices or like job practices or basically everything else that they do in the Web two job space, it can easily be translated into the Web three job space. Mafa, if you are coming in as a Web two jobber, transitioning into like the Web three space, you have a very high advantage because overall in Web two space, my this is still my opinion. I feel like there's more discipline. There's more like there's more discipline in the Web two space than in the Web three space. So if you're coming in to the Web two space with that kind of Web two discipline, you are already sure to like get far and all that. So if you want to win in the Web three job space, my advice would be ensure you're coming with a skill. Because if you're not coming with a skill, it's impossible to like make anything out of it. Like I said earlier, value first, money next. So ensure you're coming in as someone of value, coming in with a skill to offer or a service to provide for someone, for a project or anyone in the space. And then um apart from coming with a skill, of course you need to like be Web3 native. You need to understand the unique or like the different aspects of you need to understand the difference between like Web3 and Web2 as a whole. The difference between Web2 and Web3 as a whole. I think that's about it. That's about it. Winning in Web3 job space is not. It doesn't sound as difficult to me as other people try to make it seem. If you just have discipline and like a very good work ethic, and you have a skill, that's already a winning formula, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. You're actually correct. That's a winning formula already. So you come with a skill and a good work ethic. So if you don't have a skill, well, I would just say two things, right? My own opinion. So you just figure out what you like to do best and what comes to you naturally, right? And see how you can polish it to be outstanding. Yeah, and you can talk to a few persons to like, share your ideas and bring it on. So you will definitely see spaces that you can fit in and shine. So yeah, so that's it. So our next question is so what habits or strategies have helped you consistently succeed in Web3 in yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Before I answer that question, I wanted to like add something to what you said about that whole skill thing.
Oh yeah, please do.
Okay. Yeah. So there's this like popular framework for like trying to find what to learn a skill in. I feel like maybe some of you might have heard of it. That's the whole like ikigai, finding ikigai. So basically, it consists of finding what you're good at, then finding what you can be paid for. You understand what you can be paid for, what can you can be paid for, or what people want from you. Then another one is that's basically finding what the world needs. So it consists of like three brackets: finding what you're good at, finding what you love, the same thing, finding what the world needs, then finding what you can be paid for. Yeah. So if like try to find something that falls into those three brackets, that's basically a direction in what skill you should learn or what area you should focus on. I don't know if that helps. I just wanted to like drop that before I answer the next question.
Okay, yes, that's more enlightening. Thank you very much. Yeah. So you can go ahead.
Okay, so just to remind myself, your question was what strategies do I
Or
use to
habits
or habits do I use to like what?
to succeed, consistently succeed.
Okay. To answer that, I think the first thing I have to say when it comes to habits is that I always have a to-do list. Like I can't right now, Seth, after this call, once I'm done with everything I need to do today, I can't before I sleep today, I would create a to-do list for tomorrow so that I would know. So that when I'm waking up tomorrow, I'm already waking up with the mindset, okay, this is what I have to do today. This is what I need to do today. So that's one very little habit that has actually helped me a lot to like always ensure that every day ends up being productive for me. Then if it's strategy to like succeed. Okay, okay. Uh, when it comes to like let me focus on my field, which is like creating content and all that. Or I'll focus on the creating content side. Let me not talk about the job side. That one is like a bit specialized. But if I'm talking about creating content, what I do to like ensure I consistently succeed is that first of all, I develop like some this kind of like growth mindset where if I'm not growing, then I'm going back or I'm getting worse. You understand? Because the world is always moving forward. So to keep up, you have to constantly be growing. You have to constantly be getting better. Because if you stop getting better, that means you're getting worse. So I develop this kind of like growth mindset. So that helps me to like always ensure that okay, if I'm creating content on this thing, what is it that I can do that other people are not doing other people are not doing with it? For example, if I'm like now there's this project I'm working with, Daba Network. Daba Network is like a DPN solution, something it's a different project, sha. But basically they have this group of content creators working with them where they all create content for them on a weekly basis. So like you create one piece of content on a weekly basis and all that. So now I can choose to just come, write up something, make a little write up, attach one graphic or something like that, and submit it. And I'll still meet up my quota and I'll still get paid. You understand? It's not like there's no additional stress to it. Whatever I write, as long as I mention Daba Network, mention one or two something there, I'll still get paid. But with that mindset, I would never go beyond the position I'm in for them. And so I would never go. I would. They would. I would never go beyond that position. I would forever remain in that position. So one thing I try to do is I always try to like add something different. I always try to add something different. I always try to add something. Okay, I'm seeing, for example, if I'm writing an article, right, and I'm seeing people. Okay, everyone is writing an article. They have to write an article of like 1,500 words or something. I'll write my own 1,500 words as well. I might choose to create like custom. I don't know if you know this kind of graphics that can be used to like explain concepts. So I can choose to create that and then add it to my article. That's already something different that has put me. If they are once they are reviewing the work on a weekly basis, they will definitely catch on to me or catch on to my work and then say, okay, this guy is actually getting better or is doing something. So they might, whenever something pops up, they might consider, I might be part of people that they consider for that role or that position or that opportunity and all that. So one thing that's helped me to like constantly get better is like to succeed in the space is always try to do more than others can do. Always try to do more than others can do. And there's a bad side to this because like it makes you a perfectionist and sometimes you'll be dissatisfied with your work and all that. But if you can just find a way to like find a balance, you'll constantly see that you're getting better. You're getting better with what you create and all that. What you create. So one what has helped me to do list. I mentioned to do list, making like to do lists, not just daily to do lists. I make like weekly to do lists and even monthly to do lists. So like making to do lists to like ensure that my day, my week, my month is always progressively productive. Then apart from that, I try to like always ensure that I do something. I try to do something that others aren't doing, or I try to do more than what others are doing, even if it's like for the same reward or the same opportunity or the same position. I always try to do more. Uh, what else? Okay. One thing I would like to add is that it is something I discovered recently, but I try to leave areas that I'm occupying where I don't see I don't see like I don't see further growth in it for myself, and it's actually taking away time from me doing other things that will bring growth to me. So like that's like the other side of the I don't know the other side of the coin or something. So I try to like, if I'm, for example, now before any opportunity that comes my way, I'll grab it by the horn. I'll grab it by the horn. I'll say, you want me to be this? I can do it. You want me to be this? Yes, give it to me. You want me to be this? Give it to me. Give it to me. But like earlier this year, I had to realize that okay, if I actually need to get to where I want to get to, I have to let some of these opportunities go. I have to let some of these things that I'm doing that's taking my time go. And then it was something that was hard to do for like the first few weeks or like first month. I was constantly regretting like why did I do this? Why did I do this? But right now I'm significantly better than when I made that decision. And I believe that decision was like a right decision for me. So I think that's why I'll break it down to doing me creating to-do lists and then trying to do always do more than others are doing or try to be different from what others are doing and then letting go of situations or positions that hold you back. I think that's what has been my personal success strategy. I don't know why I don't say success strategy like I've made it for because there's still so much more for me to do, but that's been my strategy so far.
All right, all right. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good mindset. Try to do things different from other people. Yeah, and you know, have a to-do list. So, from what he said, I'm sure that if you are, you know, you're listening now, you'll be able to pick this and apply it. So, if you are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Although you're a bit late, but I'm sure you can actually watch the replay. So, tonight we're talking about winning in the Web3 space, a personal experience with Mr. Frost, who is a content creator in Web3 and a super team bounty winner. And we have this session to encourage people to teach, basically to educate that there's actually opportunities and spaces for you. And like he said, there are three things you need to do. You need to find your skill, what you like to do, put it out there and make sure that it's solving a need and it's also paying you as well. And from there, you're good to go, basically. So, thank you, Mr. Frost. So far, you have explained a whole lot. And, if you looked at the team very well, it's personal experience. And I'm sure that if you apply this, it can also work for you. And we're waiting for you as well. So at this point, we'll go into bounty winning, and and contest hackathons and all that. So you want a bounty from super team. So people are like, what bounty? How do you differentiate bounties from contest? So please, can you shed more light on this in an easy to understand manner? Yes. What are bounties?
Yeah, my network was breaking a bit when you asked the question, but let me say it again. Let me be sure that's what I get. You asked me like about bounties I won a few content bounties and
Yeah.
share my experience on them or what I learned from it.
Okay. Okay. I asked what are bounties. How do you differentiate bounties from contest? And okay, if you answer that one, then we can move to the next question.
Okay, bounties. Bounties. In the broad sense, bounties are basically contests hosted by Super Team N, hosted on Super Team N. Sorry. So it's basically where Super Team N is like a platform where projects can come and then host like bounties or like contests for creators, for developers, designers, that kind of thing, for them to like accomplish or do a certain thing for them. And it's also a place where projects can come to like find talent to hire them, like to work for them in certain roles and all that. So overall, it's just like a job marketplace for freelancers and projects to find the right people to hire, that kind of thing. So bounties are just is a side of Super Team N where projects host contests for content creators, writers, designers, and developers to do. And then at the end of the day, they now pick the best from it to reward.
All right. All right. Thank you. Actually, a friend and I, we worked on a bounty that was in April, and it was a video contest, and I think I did the voiceover and he did the video. Oh, I was actually my first experience, and it was pretty nice. But although we didn't win, but that gave us like more encouragement to participate in other contests, and so I think doing bounties are actually interesting. So can you share how did you get to win? I don't know if you are a two I think you are a two-time winner, if I didn't get you wrong. So maybe like steps, tips, how you did it, and yes, how you won it.
The bounty. To be honest, when I say that thing about when I mentioned earlier about trying to like do more than others, this is like I applied it very well in this bounty thing that I did. This bounty, the bounty submissions that I made. I tried to like apply it to the very maximum. So, the first bounty I won, I think it was like, is it early this year? Like not early this year, sha, like middle of this year, like July or August. Around that period, July, August. I think that's was when I won. Sorry, excuse me. So that's when I won the first bounty, July, August, and it was a bounty for Jogo Jogo. It's basically like a prediction, prediction like a DeFi prediction market. It's basically like it's a prediction market where you just make prediction, make guesses, and all that. So what I did to win, before I enter any bounty bar, before I enter any bounty, I first check the project. I check the project, okay, just to know, okay, are this kind of project the ones that pick quality over quantity first? Because if they are the project that don't pick quality over quantity, my chances will even be slimmer. Because why I'm able to like provide the best quality, but at the end of the day, it's an engagement game you get. So it's still who has the most engagement or who has which influencer has made a post on them and got like 50, 50, not even 50, let me say like 200 retweets, 200 likes, that kind of thing. So first I checked the project. Okay, this project wants that focused on quality of submission over quantity. That's the first thing I do. That's the first because that will determine if I would participate in bounty or not. So once I now see that okay, these guys prefer quality submissions, I now say okay, okay, that's good, that's good. I now try to like check the submissions of other people. I check the submissions of other people. I go on X, go use X advanced search, like search through, and to see which other creators have like made submissions for that bounty, for that specific bounty. So I'll just browse through, see what they did. Okay, this guy wrote something. Okay, wow, this guy actually designs nice graphics. Look, this guy made a video. Wow, that's crazy. So like, I just search through to see, okay, what did these guys do? What these guys do? After I've seen what they did, and I say, okay, what can I do to beat that? Well, that's always the question on my mind. What can I do to beat that? 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 So before I start writing any bounty for any project, first thing after I've searched through to see the creators that wrote on it, I then go to like try out their product. Actually, like go to try out their product because one thing I've noticed with a lot of creators, especially a lot of content creators in the space, they can easily write about like they'll just go read the project documents, their white paper, their website page, just read their documents and then go and write any project like any product about it. But me, I've chosen that okay, one of the things that will be my edge or like my advantage over others would be okay, I'll actually go and use their products because it's very easy to use. I don't know why content creators don't even use the product before they start writing, but it's very easy to use the product. So I go and I say, okay, let me use this product. And things that sometimes it comes at a cost to use their product because when I was testing, boy, it was on Solana, so it's very cheap. When I was testing Jugo, I ended up spending like I think around like $4 and so just like to use their products and get I even screen recorded my experience using their products. The things that sorry, excuse me, I'm having cold right now. But I screen recorded my experience using their products and all of that. Try to like then I say okay.
All right. So while we're waiting for him to come on board, maybe his network is rugging or something. So yeah, we're still talking about winning in Web3, and he's sharing his experience from the bounty he won, and he's saying he looked through people's submissions to check how he can get an edge. So I feel like basically in the world, you just need to do something a different way to be able to win. Like our boss at Valucop keeps saying that you cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect results. You need to like switch methods and check which one works, and you know so while checking on him, yeah, so if you have any questions, because we're going to round this session in, oh, okay, we're going to be rounding up in a few minutes. So if you have any session, do well to put it in the comment section. Would attend to it appropriately. So let me get him back on board and see how we can finish this. Thank you. So, sorry for that short break. Yeah, so he's coming on board in a minute, and answering your question, Mr. Nash. When he comes on board, he's going to reply. So I would use this opportunity to, let us know that, like Mr. Frost said, that the contest we had earlier in June actually, made him to sit back and like, because it was an ideathon challenge. Like, think about a problem in Africa and what crypto solution can you bring to solve it. And we're not building anything. We could just write about it, or you build something like a little, demonstrate your ideas with designs, with graphics and all. So we had a couple of winners, and it was interesting. I even got to see that some people still use AI for this kind of thing. And I'm like, bro, it's not everything you use AI for. I mean, you can actually use it as a guide or as a model, but you can't underestimate how intelligent you are. So I mean, I just had to say that. So yeah, so like you've heard so far, what we do at Valucop, we actually try to help you build your skill, show you opportunities, and also groom you into the person you are supposed to, or you desire to become, right? So that's what we do here. And next week we're going to have a boot camp. It's crypto beginners. There's so much of airdrops going on, and there's also airdrops. Please, I think it's better that we just understand what crypto is. I know somebody that in 2021 she said she got into the crypto space because of the airdrops that were hanging around, and then that is when, after everything faded, she started getting serious with it. She was consistent and doing all her things, and now she's doing very, very well. So I feel like this can be a breakthrough for you. Leave the airdrops alone. Just try to learn more about crypto. We're talking about the trading part, understanding those wallets you are using. Chocks, or OKEX, but you don't know which one is this, you don't know which one is centralized, you don't know which one can, wake up one morning and your funds have gone. You get. So you're not start saying that crypto is scam. So I would implore you, if you haven't registered for this boot camp, tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell everybody you know. We'll put in the link very soon in the comment section, like in a minute. So do well to register for it, and mark your calendars, 8 to 9 p.m. every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturdays, Fridays and Saturdays. Yeah, for the next 2 weeks. So we'll be having that boot camp running, and would really love you to be on board. Knowledge is power. Crypto knowledge is more power. And yeah, so let me check on our speaker, and okay, still network issue. So I'm just so grateful that we're able to get into the bounty aspect immediately, because the things he has said, I'm sure that anybody that is about to write a bounty or partake in a super team bounty would have an idea of what to do, have light. So let's just put the link to Super Team N. You create an account, and then you start working on those bounties. There's a section for content writers, there's a section for designers, for developers, and even for content creators like video creation and all. So it's good to try your hands on them. Like the contest I told you about, it was about wormhole ecosystem, and that was the first time I heard about wormhole. So if you tell me about wormhole now, it will be a new thing to me, because I have actually like heard about it, I read about it, and I read something on it. So so I'm putting the link to the class and the link to Super Team, so you could see the goodness for yourself. Let me check on our speaker. We're getting that on board. So we also have another announcement that we have talent communities, right? So the aim is to, okay, yeah, he's coming on. The aim is to help you, niche down, because you cannot be in a community and then you are not getting so much value. So we have clubs for community builders and managers. We have for writers. We have for developers and designers. We have for I think video content creators. Yeah, for marketers, we're doing marketing. So though it's in the clubs are in like their baby stages, we're still growing. So we encourage you to join and be serious. one thing is, getting all these things, and another thing is, being serious with it. So we'd encourage you to join the clubs, stay tuned for information, and trust us, you're going to get value that you can apply or translate to money opportunities. So yeah. Welcome back, Mr. Front.
So
Welcome
sorry,
back.
network glitched me out.
Oh my god, so sorry about that. So sorry about that. Hello? Hi, Mr. Frost, are you here? So you stopped at let's continue from where you stopped. You stopped at
You get me?
yeah, you said you are here. So I'm trying to I'm recapping from where you stopped, right? Can I go on, please? Can I go on? Okay, I think the network is really, really rocky. Mr. Nash, I saw your question and we're going to attend to it appropriately. I would send him a DM and I'm sure he would give a response and we'll tag you to it. So just a minute and let me find out if he's still coming on board or not.
Are done.
Okay, Mr. Foster, you're back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, she's back.
Sorry about the earlier disruption. Network took me out. I didn't even know, sir. Should I go on?
Okay, yes, you can. You can. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, following up on what I said earlier, I did the screen recording and then of me like doing a product walkthrough of their of the application. I attached it to my thread and did the usual graphics, the content, the write up, and all that. And then I submitted. I honestly had forgotten about it, and that's I think that's something you guys should like try to learn because I see people that keep their hopes so much in being announced as winners for these bounties that makes them like lose focus everywhere else. So I forgot about it. I didn't even know I had one until a friend of mine told me like, "Congratulations!" Like, what are you congratulating me for? And I told me this Jogo Jogo announced she as their winner and all. So I don't know. I think that's what I'll go with. I have the same. I try to like do. I apply the same process in. First of all, find out if the project that is hosting the bounty is focused on quality over like quantity. If they are focused on quality submissions, if you find that they are focused on quality submissions, then you now read like bounty brief, the instructions that they give out and all that. No, okay, is this something I can, is something I can, if something you can do, go on next. There were already people who have submitted to the bounty. Try and find, okay, what did these guys do? What can I do to beat it? What can I do that will be better than whatever it is they've done so far? Once you think about it, once you figure out what you can do, go into like creating the content or whatever what you plan to create for them. Go into creating it, but it doesn't end there. I like now me whenever I'm like submitting to a bounty, I make sure I'm always like active in their Discord. I'm not just active in their Discord talking or engaging people. Active in their Discord, like giving suggestions on how to like make the product better. Because if you use the product, if you like use the product when you're creating your content, you know okay you'll be able to figure out okay this is where there's issues in this is where there are issues. So while you're in their community, their Discord or their Telegram, trying to be active, ensure they're always giving suggestions because those suggestions make you get the eye of the team or the dev or the founder, whoever it is that is running the project. And from there, once you're in attention, you most likely they'll most likely pay extra attention to your submission or your bounty submission. Once they see, okay, this is Mr. Frost. He's very active in our community and he's even made a couple of suggestions on how we can make our products better. And then once they're now reviewing the like bounty submissions and they see your name there, they'll be able to tell, okay, let's pay extra attention to what he has done. And if you do something fantastic, your chances of like winning that bounty is very, very high. It's very, very high. It's very, very high. Like for example, now one project that I participated in their bounty, I ended up becoming their content strategist. Just cause not just cause my bounty was perfect or the most perfect thing they've seen, but it's just cause of the energy I gave even after even after submitting to the bounty or winning their winning their bounty contest or whatever or they are winning their bounty. I was still active there, giving suggestions on how they can better their product. And was they could tell was announcing me as a winner means that they know okay, this guy is good with their content, with content or the content he creates. From there, I was able to secure a job and it was smooth sailing from there. So I think that's the little thing I'll drop on when it comes like winning bounties in for super team NG. Okay, Kelsey just asked me, do I get exhausted with my content? I'll be lying if I say I don't. I'll be lying if I say I don't. Sometimes the drive is not there. Sometimes the motivation that you run off isn't there, and all of that. That's why I'll still stress the importance of like making connections in space. Because when you're not there, when um when you're losing like your drive and motivation to keep going in, there are people who there are people you can run to. There are people you can run to like get help or like just try to motivate you back there or get you back up to speed or get the steam or the energy back in you and all of that. So I'll still stress the importance of making connections. And the Valucop community, I'm sure that's a good place, like five people who you can connect with and build relationships with. So I think that's what I'll say on that. It's already past 9. I don't want to take much of our time anymore. I think this is where I'll just
Well, don't tell me he has gone off again. Okay. Well, I think he has said everything he needs to say, and I don't know why network is ruggy. So, from all of us at the Valucop team, Mr. Frost, I want to say thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you for coming to share your stories and being genuine about it. And we really appreciate you. So, guys, you could give a shout out to him on X. I mean, follow him, check out what he's doing. You can reach out to him in his DM, ask for directions and guide. And we're so sure he's going to be happy to help you. So I'll put the link to his. Yeah, Mr. Nash, I know you asked the question, but for time's sake, we can't take a question now. We're going to ask him and would get your answers to you in DM. Please, we want to like respect time because he also has another engagement and we have another engagement. So, and because of the network, so at this point, I'd really want to say we really want to say thank you for joining. And from all of us at the Valley Cup team, we want to say good night, have a beautiful sleep, happy new week in advance, and cheers to doing more. So yeah, so bye guys.
have him. Bye, everyone. You have a splendid day.